know that when you get closer to elections, such attacks are there. Sometimes they get very personal. We've had, you worked for President Mwai Kibaki, and he was known to use some words, maybe not against people directly, but should we see this as unpresidential, the way it's been described on the front page of the Standard?
No, I think Standard should be the last newspapers for us to gauge ourselves against. The same newspaper would not say anything against a person who uses the pulpit, a place where God is worshipped, and not at the back of the pulpit, but in front of the pulpit, with pastors seated behind smiling approvingly. I think that is desecration of a holy place. You know, say what you want to say, but say it outside, not in a holy place. And I want to say that newspapers that take stands like this, I think should be judged from the face where they belong, because it seems as we are going on into these elections, media houses are going to take sides. And this is a stark example of what is happening here. And I want to say this. It has been continuous. People have been, the president has been saying, not once, not twice, address the issues, address the issues, address the issues. They don't. They go for him. Oh, Kasongo what, oh, Kasongo what. Now, just let me give you a background. If you know President Ruto, and you know, like I could say, we've been around for a while. Even in past parliaments, you know, even when the parliament gym was underground, not the current one, he was a very avid attender, including the late Honorable Raila and many other, Kina Henry Kosgei, Kina Mudi Awori. We were all there. So when he says these things, he's also just saying to give advice to some people. This politics is not a joke. It's a fatherly advice. You may not take it nicely, but it's a fatherly advice. Politics is not a joke. It's
is it
not
presidential?
A walk.
Because I know you've gone hard on the Standard, but forget about the paper itself. The question is, and this is the issue they raised, whatever the president's, the kind of words he used, the demeanor he had, was it presidential? Probably even compared to other presidents. You worked under Mwai Kibaki, you've worked with Uhuru Kenyatta, and President Moi was there. Is what President Ruto doing now presidential?
First of all, President Kibaki and President Moi, these were old presidents, okay? And maybe because of age and many years in service and so on and many things, these were old presidents. And people who are old behave in a certain manner, okay? But Uhuru Kenyatta was fairly young in his time, and many times he would come off, because when he's annoyed, he would say one or two things that people would say they are not presidential. But he was just reacting to a situation. So, same. Why should we put a different standard for President Ruto and a different standard for President Uhuru? I think, let us be real. When someone starts body shaming you in a holy place, in a place with pastors smiling behind him, and it is nothing, and it's not the first time, you're repeating it again and again. And many times I'm trying to tell you, look, we have issues big for the nation. Try and focus on what is the mission here. Push another agenda. You keep on coming. So there's a saying in Kiswahili, unarusha mawe polisi na mbio huna. When you start these things, be prepared also.
Okay.
Don't now stand behind and start saying, oh, I fight.
Senator Nyoto, your party leader threw the first